Today we're showing you some incredible video that just came in, and it was shot, ironically, of all people, by James Copenhaver, who was one of the victims who was injured by the shooting at the Trump assassination attempt up there in Butler, Pennsylvania. So we're going to show you the clip of his video and analyze it and try to get an idea for where the shooter got on the roof and what he was doing. Okay, the clip runs about 15 seconds long, so we will run through it first, and then I'll slow it down and show you the analysis.
Can we bring him up for a couple of minutes?
There he is in the red circle.
The world will see a vibrant Republican Party.
So what's going to happen here is he's going to be running for 3 seconds, and he's going to disappear behind the roof here, behind the ridge line, and then he'll reappear again. So let's run those 3 seconds, and then I'll stop it, and I'll show you. So watch the circle. 1, 2, 3. He disappeared right there. Now, if you look at the vantage point from where he disappeared, there's Trump's head looking straight across to the second vent stack here, and then to the corner of this taller building that's in the back of the AGR complex. So just remember that line of sight there. We're going to lose him for, I believe, about 6 seconds or so. I think he'll pop back up at 9 seconds into the clip, so let's try it. There he is again. So he shows up at 9 seconds now into the clip. So he was running along here. We see him disappear right there. And then 9 seconds into the clip, he pokes his head up over here. And when you look at those first 3 seconds again, he is really jogging along at a good speed. And he's upright too. And then let's see what else happens from 9 seconds. He's still hanging. He actually almost stands up right there. He's checking things out, and that was it. That's all we have on that clip. This is the frustrating part dealing with all of these videos from the Trump assassination, because every time we get a video clip, we never seem to have enough before and after the main part of the clip. Why don't we see what happened before? So we know that James Copenhaver must have been filming probably for at least a minute or so. I don't know, but we should have had more on this clip, because I wanted to see exactly where did he come up. So, I don't know, with all of these witness videos that keep popping up, we just never seem to catch enough of the right time points. So I want to take a look at this overhead shot. I want to see where's the point that we saw him disappear. So you remember I showed you that viewpoint from the second vent stack right here, sticking up off of the building, and to the corner of that building in the back. And so it looks like we lost sight of him here when he was running this way. Now, there's two possibilities here. He either climbed up the air conditioner right here and up the rungs on the side of the building like I had originally hypothesized last week, and I will show you that clip in a second. But so if he climbed up here, he then ran, and this is where we saw him, was running here. We see him disappear. We lose sight of him at this point, and then 6 seconds later, so he maybe runs to here, slows down, starts crawling, and then 6 seconds later, we see his head pop up somewhere around here. And he practically stands up and probably runs back to the backpack. He probably ditched the backpack right there, runs back to it, gets the gun, gets it out, and gets it ready. Because remember, all of this is now taking place at about 6:08. If you, rewind the video of Trump's speech and figure out where he is in the speech, this puts us at 3 minutes before the shooting that he gets up onto the roof. So now we sort of know that. All right, so the thing is did he come running from here and go all the way over to here? Or did he do what I showed you in last night's video? Remember, we showed you Spa Guy's awesome drone footage where he took the drone and put it right here and showed how you could climb up on this air conditioner and then to this little shed and then up here. So when we saw him running, did we really see him maybe running to here, and then we would have lost sight of him here because here's that line, okay? And then from there, he keeps running, drops down on here, hops up to here, and then crawls up here. It would seem, based on that timeline, and if everything else here is correct, that this seems like it would take him a little bit longer, maybe a few seconds longer. I don't know. He might have been sprinting. I just don't know. So we have two possibilities here. But one thing's for sure, he did not put a ladder here like a lot of people are thinking. I think most of them are just lying. We did see a ladder We did see a ladder here, but it was put here later by the cops. The cops were bringing a couple of different ladders over. He either got on here and ran over to here and then up, or he got on the roof over here, got up here, ran like the Dickens, scooted right up here, and then boom. So either one of those is a possibility at this time. Assuming the shooter chose what's behind door number 2 and went with the shed method, I'm going to speed up the drone here to show you what it would have looked like at running speed. All right, so let's see, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009. Take about 10 seconds to get to this spot right here, and he probably could have just jumped and jumped. I doubt he even climbed. It's jump and jump. And then a quick shimmy up there would probably take about 6 seconds. Ignore my bouncing yellow cursor. That's from the previous video. What I'm talking about is 10 seconds up to this frozen point here. So Mr. Copenhaver was sitting right here on the right side bleachers, to the right of Trump, who was here. So this was his point of view, shooting back up towards the shooter. Who would have known that 3 minutes later he himself would be shot by the very man that he saw running across that roof? And here's a sort of a bird's eye view along, if you look along the yellow line. So he was probably sitting like right around over here and shooting this way with his video camera to see him running on the roof. Now, people are saying, well, how could he have gotten up here and run down here if there were cops in here? So let me show you a couple of things here. And so remember, the snipers, as I pointed out to you last week with this slide, the snipers were in this room, and this is likely one room, possibly even with these two windows. And this is a second room here. And so we do know that there was a sniper rifle aimed out this window, and the police also had a sniper rifle aimed out this window. And so even if the snipers were there, here's their setup as provided by Senator Chuck Grassley last week, these photos. It looks to me like they're going to be positioned a few feet away from these tall vertical windows that aren't very wide. So you don't have a very wide angle of view looking out the windows. So that could be problematic too. Unless your head is sticking out the window, you're not going to see it. The head of the Secret Service showed this photo yesterday at the hearing, and you could see all the way down the roof, but the camera has to be all the way out of the building to see it. Yeah, and so the reason why is the snipers left their post. Now, I have the roof shaded sort of red here to kind of show this is the whole roof, because sometimes everything gets lost in the shuffle there, and the shooter was here. And so when you're sitting there with a rifle aimed out like this, and you're standing behind the rifle back a little bit, you're not going to see way down at this angle. This was just a bad position. Yeah, you could have somebody in there, but have somebody on a roof too. They just should have had a few more people, even if there was just somebody sitting there on a chair, just guarding the roof, just letting anybody know if somebody came up. Heck, I would have done it. So if the shooter had climbed up this air conditioner and climbed up those horizontal rungs that we saw on the side of the building here, and he would have then ran down the roof and then crawled along up here. The reason why he didn't just climb up here and go here and stay on this end of the building is because he would be in visible sight of both of the Secret Service Hercules sniper teams. So I see, this is sort of approximate, but, the first team would have been here on the left barn, who was obstructed by the tree. And this is the team that actually shot him over here, the second team. And so you can see his viewpoint here shows it even better, how he was obstructed by the first, this is the North Secret Service Hercules team, and the South Secret Service Hercules team was right here. Okay, now if he had stayed over here, this is where we think he climbed up over here and then ran down here. Had he climbed up over here and just crawled up right here, now both of the sniper teams can easily spot him. And he probably knows the people standing over here would see him as well. And so again, here's the line of sight. There's the cone representing where the shooter was. And so that line of sight goes right up here to where Mr. Copenhaver was sitting up here at the back of that bleacher. And so here's the view from the North Secret Service sniper here. And of course, his view is obstructed by the tree. But had the shooter climbed up on the air conditioner on the end of the building and stayed there and just shimmied over to here, you can perfectly see him very easily from both of these vantage points. And then once again, the water tower view, they would have been able to easily see the shooter on this roof. And then here's the vantage point they would have had of the entire complex here. No matter what roof he got on, they would have seen him. They would have seen him the minute he tried to climb this shed right here. Yeah, I searched around for other water towers, as I've showed you before, and here's the one where the shots were really taken from, folks. And here's where that second gunman is, folks, right here. What I thought was odd, you had all of these cops. Now, this is after the shooting, but they were all kind of walking around here and backing up, trying to look up the roof. None of them thought to stand on top of the cop car. That's what I thought was odd. Yeah, so here is the state trooper standing on top of a picnic table trying to get an elevated view. But there's SUVs over there in the parking lot that they could have stood on. Look, everywhere. Cop cars everywhere. Why didn't they stand on them? Why didn't they fire a warning shot into the ground that would have triggered the Secret Service to pull Trump off the stage? That's what I want to know. Make sure you check out these other 2 videos that I've uploaded over the last couple of days here. These are the fresh new videos for you to check out. If you haven't been here on this channel, you want to binge watch those. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.